In this We Have a Dream project, we are planning to reform the existing tutorial room. The original tutorial room consists of several limitations, and we are trying to reform it by applying biomimicry, forms and movements, smart materials, and sustainability features to it. In the new design of the room, we have made changes to the wall, electrics, ceilings, whiteboards, tables and chairs, and windows. In the original design of the screen, it is blocking the sunlight from entering the room, which causes wastage of natural lighting. The screen also limits students to look at only one direction. In the new design of the screen, however, is inspired by geckos, consists of hairs which allow adhesion of the screen to any walls, which make the screen movable and versatile. Students and tutors can now deploy gecko screen on any spaces available on the wall, which is not possible with the old design. It is difficult for the student in the tutorial room to find a place to store his personal belongings like bags, as there is no designated storage spaces for students in the original room. By mimicking the structure of a honeycomb, on one side of the tutorial room, the wall is reformed in a honeycomb shelf which provides students with storage spaces. Students can make use of the honeycomb shelf to put their personal belongings, including books and bags, onto the shelf even before the tutorial section starts. During small groups discussions, students are easily disturbed by the noise of other groups. Discussion in tutorial section with subdivision of students into smaller groups can be facilitated if the students are allocated in separate spaces for their discussions. This can be done by rolling down the partition screen hanging from the ceiling with adjustable position and height to the ground. The new room can now be divided into smaller rooms. The tutorial room we have now might be too small for some larger group tutorials. We have segmented the whiteboard wall which allows the walls to move and fold. This kinetic design opens up possibilities for having larger tutorial rooms when needed by merging two rooms together. As you can see, the chair around the table in the tutorial room is blocking the way, which makes it hard for the student to move around. Thus, we suggest having a deployable table in the room which we can hide the table whenever it is not in use. The design of the table consists of a quadrihelical base which allows tables to deploy as it rotates. The chair can be extended from the table. The detailed design can be found in our report, and therefore, before a tutorial starts, the table is usually hidden underground to allow maximum spaces for the student to move around and can be deployed whenever the student would like to begin the discussions. With the original windows in the existing tutorial rooms being simple glass panes, we plan to add smart materials to it and allow thermoregulation with less energy wasted on air conditions. In the thermochromatic windows, the color of the glass darkens as the temperature of the exterior environments become hotter, while the infrared absorbing layers being added to the smart windows allow even less amount of heat entering the room through radiation and allow better cooling of the room and more efficient thermoregulation. In a tutorial discussion, students usually drown in the background noise reflected by the walls. By adding piezoelectric smart materials to the wall of the new tutorial room, the sound wave can be absorbed by the wall and reduce the reflection of sound waves. And not only the background noise is highly reduced by the piezoelectric crystals, the sound energy absorbed can be converted to electrical energy for further usage, making it a very sustainable design. The natural lighting of the room is highly limited due to the design of having concrete walls, which allows zero penetration of sunlight. This can be enhanced by the addition of optical fibers infused into the concrete walls of the new tutorial rooms. This creates permeability of sunlight in the walls and provides students with natural lighting and sufficient luminosity for studying and discussion in the tutorial room. This design is a sustainable practice because it uses natural illumination instead of electricity. Unlike the original design of the room which takes the shape of a rectangle, we suggest building the room in the shape of an isosceles right pentagon. By building the room in a pentagonal shape, the window of the room will collect maximum amount of light and natural lighting in both summer and winter seasons, and allows illumination from sunlight in its optimal directions in different seasons around the year.